for this tutorial, I'll be using my size 3.5mm hook, my measuring tape, scissors, and my stitch markers. So your stitch markers are really important for this project, so you need to get them or look for them because I'm always misplacing mine. And I'm going to be using this lightweight yarn, which is from a brand called Crystal Cannon. So I'll advise you use a lightweight yarn because you don't want the skirts to be really bulky, because you're going to be making a really long panel and you're going to be pleating it, so it's definitely going to be bulky if you're going to use a weight 4 yarn or a bulky yarn. So it's better you use a lightweight yarn so the skirt is not bulky when you're done. So to get started, I'm going to leave the measurements chart or how to do the measurement at the beginning of the video, so definitely you would have seen it by now. So my waist is 35 inches and I'm timesing that by 3, which is 105. So I'm going to make a long chain that is going to give me 105 inches. I'm just going to start by making my chain. Okay, so I did a total of 565 chains, which is about 105 inches. So if you remember, my waist is 35 times 3, which is 105 inches. So for my my gauge or my tension, 565 chains equals to 105 inches. So like I said, you're just going to measure your waist and times it by 3, and that's the measurement you're going to use. So I know 565 chains is really a long chain. You can decide to work in 2 panels, so you can decide to divide it into 2, but I'm just like, okay, let me just do it once and for all instead of working with 1 panel and then doing 2nd panel, because that's going to be time consuming. So I just decided to make the long chain. Now for the first row, you want to chain 1 and go into the first stitch with 1 double crochet, go into the next stitch with 1 double crochet. So you just want to put 1 double crochet in each stitch till you get to the end of the row. So for this, you're not going to be doing any increase or decrease, you're just going to be working back and forth with 1 double crochet in each stitch. So I'm just going to do this till I have the amount of rows I want, or till I get the length I want for my skirt. But you're just working in 1 double crochet in each stitch back and forth so you have the length you want. Then I'll show you what to do next. So no increase or decrease, you just put in 1 double crochet in each stitch, and when you get to the end, chain 1 and turn over. So you're just going to continue with this till you get to the length you want for the skirt. I've gotten the length I want for the skirt, and I did a total of 40 rows, which you can make longer or shorter depending on the length you want for the skirt. Now what we're going to do is the pleat of the skirt. So as you can see, I already did the pleating, and it actually took me a long time to do because I was trying to figure out the measurement I want for my pleat. For my pleat, I did sorry, I need to get my measuring tape. So for the pleat, I did a total of 2.5 inches for the pleat. 2.5 inches for the pleat. So you're just going to decide the inches you want for the pleat. You can make it 1 centimeter or 2 centimeter or 3 centimeter. It all depends on how big or how small you want the pleat to be. So the wider your pleats, the less pleats you're going to have, and the smaller your pleats, the more pleats you're going to have. So before I start rambling, I'm going to show you how I did the pleats. As you can see, I already did the pleat. So I'm just going to use this paper to show you how to do the pleating. So let's say this is the skirt, and you're trying to make the pleat. You're going to take this end, which is this end, and fold it. So I'm just going to repeat that. If this is the end of the skirt, you're going to fold it, and let's just pretend this is 2.5 millimeter, sorry, 2.5 inches. So the pleat is going to be consisting of 3, 1, 2, 3, which is this point 1, 2, and 3. That's why I use my stitch marker to just hold the pleat. Now you're going to do the next pleat. So for the next pleat, you're going to start from this end. After this first pleat, measure the same amount of inches you have for the first pleat. So let's pretend this is 2.5 millimeter, sorry, 2.5 inches. I don't know why I keep on saying 2.5 millimeter. So let's pretend this is 2.5 inches. You're going to fold this again, and you have your 3 pleats together. Use a stitch marker to hold the pleat. So I just use my stitch marker to hold this 2 pleats, which is this end, just so it doesn't unravel. For the next pleat, you're going to repeat the same thing. So fold this, and you have your 3rd pleat, and you're just going to keep on doing that till you get to the end of the skirt. So now that you've gotten your pleat ready, or you've done your pleat, what you're going to do now is you're going to mark where you want the pleat to stop. So I'm just going to be doing this one by one because I don't have enough stitch marker to hold each pleat. So I counted 14 stitches away from this end down to this point. So sorry, 14 rows for the pleat. So I want my pleat to stop on the 14th row. Now to hold this pleat together, you can just put in 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way to the end. That way, even if you remove the stitch marker, it's not going to affect the pleat because you've already like joined the ends together, which I did. So I just went round with 1 single crochet in each stitch, and I can decide to remove the stitch marker if I want, but I'm just going to leave the stitch marker there for now. Now, like I said, I counted 14 rows, and this is where I want my pleat to stop. So I'm going to stitch from this end down to where my stitch marker is. So I'm just going to carry my yarn needle. I can remove the stitch marker now. I'm just going to insert my needle and secure it. So this is going to take a lot of work and time because I'm not really that good at sewing, so I have to do it slowly, so it's going to be really neat. Now when you're stitching, remember the back also have the split. So this end of the split, you have to make sure you're going into this, like you're going into this stitch and going into the back split. So make sure you're joining the 2 splits together. So go into this first split and pass through the back. You can also use a sewing machine to sew it if you want it to be really neat and you're good at sewing, but I do not have a sewing machine, so I have to hand stitch. So you're just stitching all the way down till you get to where the stitch marker is, and you're going to repeat this for all the splits till you're done joining the splits together, and then I'll show you what to do next. So I'm done sewing the split of the skirt, and this is what it looks like right now. So I stopped at the 14th row, and from this point down I left open. Now what we're going to do is we're going to work on the waistband of the skirt. So for that, you're just going to attach your yarn at one end, which I already did. Chain 1. In the first stitch, go in with 1 single crochet. Going to the next stitch with 1 single crochet, and the next with 1 single crochet. So for the waistband, I'm just working in 1 single crochet in each stitch. Now I'm going to do as many rows of single crochet I want, depending on the length I want for my waistband, and I'll let you know how many rows of single crochet I end up doing for the waistband. But you're just working in 1 single crochet in each stitch, and when you get to the end of the row, chain 1 and turn over. So I'm done with the skirt, and for the waistband I did a total of 5 rows of single crochet. And then what I did was I joined the 2 ends of the skirt together. So remember, it is just one panel, and then I joined the 2 ends together and decided to add a zip. So you can use a zip or a button depending on which you prefer. So I just decided to use a zip so it can enter and fit my body perfectly well. So I just used a zip, and you can use the same machine to sew the zip on, or you can hand stitch like me. Although my hand stitching is not that neat, but yeah, we're gonna get there. So that's it for this tutorial. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment down in the comment section and I'm definitely going to reply.